me to.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living. This is our pre-service meditation time, and I'd now like to introduce our practitioner of the day, Susan Wilkinson, to lead us in meditation. Susan?
Yes, it is always possible to meditate. No matter where you are, there is your inner being calling to you. So let's call and answer the call. We begin by just checking in with our physical body, blessing any possible place that might be a little bit stressed. Stretching and breathing, and knowing that God is all there is. There is always God, always and available, called or not. God is here. And knowing that God is here, we also know that we have available to us that wonderful golden cord that comes from heaven down through the top of our head, the crown chakra, and blessing all the chakras, going down to the base of our spine and into the center of the earth, so that we are one with all of God. And knowing that we are one with all of God, we know that we are whole, perfect, and complete, now and all times. That God is all there is. That God is vibrant health, wonderful relationships, understanding, higher consciousness, knowing this, we go deep inside to that meditation cave where everything is as it should be. There is a candle lighting up the walls. A beautiful stream of water, allowing our skin to breathe in that harmony and love, giving and living and loving, knowing that God is here at this moment. We are so grateful for the knowledge, so grateful for the wisdom, so grateful for the truth. Wherever we are, called or not, God is here as we go deep into that world. And we can hear from this wonderful place the words of Howard Thurman, blessings at year's end. I remember with gratitude the fruits of the labors of others, which I have shared as a part of the normal experience of daily living. I remember the beautiful things that I have seen, heard, and felt. Some as the result of definite seeking on my part, and many that came unheralded into my path, warming my heart and rejoicing my spirit. I remember the moments of distress that proved to be groundless, and those that taught me profoundly about the evilness of evil and the goodness of good. I remember the new people I have met, from whom I have caught glimpses of the meaning of my own life and the true character of human dignity. I remember the dreams that haunted me during the year, keeping me ever mindful of goals and hopes which I did not realize, but from which I drew inspiration to sustain my life and keep steady my purposes. I remember the awareness of the Spirit of God that sought me out in my aloneness and gave to me a sense of assurance that undercut my despair and confirmed my life with new courage and abiding hope. And from this wisdom place, we ask the question, how can I be my divine self today? And coming back into our meeting, we're knowing that we bring with us the understanding, the words of wisdom, divine inspiration, and the awareness and allness of the great divine source of all. And knowing this, we know that we are here together to experience and live and love this divine life. I'm so grateful to be here, knowing the truth of being. As we come back into this meeting, we bring with us everything that we know. And so it is. This ends the meditation. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Susan. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes, thank you very much. And now I would like to introduce our first song, Spirit is in This Place by Denise Rosier.
We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. Yes. And we have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Let's sing it together. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise a roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. We sing in celebration. We sing with words of prayer. We sing with words of prayer. We affirm our life as sacred. We declare that peace is here. Yeah, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Ooh, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Ooh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Spirit is in this place. Let's sing it. Your Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise a roof with shouts of praise. Raise a roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Good morning. Bless you.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Peninsula. We welcome everyone here with us this morning, including our viewers on the internet. My name is Greg Hargrove, and I am the service moderator for today and a member of the CSLP Leadership Council. It's our intention that you be inspired by this music, transformed by the message that we will soon hear, and knowing you're here by divine appointment. So I extend to you an invitation to change your entire life simply by changing your mind. We do teach the science of mind, which is the study of life and the nature of the laws of thought. The idea that we live in a spiritual universe and that the infinite spirit is in, through, and around each one of us. Our doors are open to all, and this service has been designed especially for you. Please join with me now in claiming our mission statement. Our mission is transformation through spiritual practice, education, service, empowerment, and by living inspired lives. Joining me in service today, our practitioner of the day, Susan Wilkinson. Our guest musicians will be recorded music today, selections that we just heard from Denise Rosier, Unity North Atlanta, and Reverend Clovis Lewis. Our tech host is Joe Beckner, and we will have our online community hangout following service today at the same Zoom link that you use to navigate to this service. To keep informed of our services and events, please sign up for our weekly newsletter by simply putting your name and contact email in the chat box. And again, following service, you're invited to join us with our online fellowship hangout. Thank you so much. Now let's focus on the rest of our heartfelt service. And thank you for joining us today. Our next music will be I Am as God Created Me. This is a Course in Miracles song sung by Unity North Atlanta.
You don't need any lyrics right now. I am as God created me. Together? In the light, in the love, in the glory. How many really believe that? Give me an amen. That's all you got to know for this song. Sing it from the gut of who you are. Let us raise the roof off this place with an energy of transformation, an energy of peace, love, joy, and all that is good and holy, an energy of God with skin on that you are. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Raise your voice. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. Yes, you are. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. And that's the truth. One more time. I am as God created me. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. Ask God, turn to your left and your right with a handshake and a hug. Let somebody know you're glad they're here. From the top, here we go. I am as God created. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory, I am. It sounds great. Give yourself a round of applause.
In the light and the love and the glory. And so it is. And now, Susan, would you please give us our opening prayer? Well, first of all, let us do our weekly affirmation. If you could please bring up the weekly affirmation slide. Divine nature
Sure.
flows as me,
It's me.
celebrating my higher good. And
Thank
now,
you.
opening prayer, Susan.
Thank you, Greg. What a wonderful affirmation. Divine nature flows through me. Divine nature flows through us all. So grateful to celebrate this wonderful flow that is our divine right as beings, as higher beings, living the life of God, the divine life incarnated in earth. So grateful to be here to know this truth, so grateful to understand with like beings that the flow flows throughout us, flows throughout our body, our mind, our relationships, our spiritual relationships, and also our relationships with our understanding of our divine wealth, divine abundance. This abundance is flowing through all of us, flowing through our center, flowing through our world, flowing through our country and all countries in this earth. For this is the truth, that anything unlike it is simply let go. It is like the rain that falls on our head and goes into the ground. For this is the truth, that we have the flow of life from our divine body battery center inside of us and through our heart center that gives wonderful hugs to all creation, knowing that God is here at this moment, in this time, and in this place, and we are so happy to be here. As we release this word, we know it is true, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Susan. And now I am pleased to introduce our insight speaker for today, Beth Anderson.
Just had to get off of mute there. Well, this morning, let's see, what am I saying? I live at the Peninsula region, as many of you know, in San Mateo, which is a senior residence. We have wonderful dining servers. Most of them are high school students and then stay with us through their college experience, and then they're launched onto a career. And in our bistro, which is breakfast and lunch, they, on Fridays, most of them wear a t-shirt that's on the back of it says, "I matter." Well, of course, we have lots of conversation about I matter. And most of the residents say, yeah, we matter too. But the truth is that our servers matter. They do a fabulous job. And we also have an educational foundation that provides scholarships for them if they apply for college. So we really follow them through and launch them. And we're always sad to see the really good ones launch, but know that they're going to go on to a good and probably better life than they've had. So one day one Friday I was walking after lunch, and just ahead of me was one of our servers wearing his I Matter shirt. So when I caught up to him, I said, "Why do you matter?" And he kind of hemmed and hawed and really didn't know what to say. And I said, "Well, just tell me, why do you matter?" And he says, "Oh, I don't know. You know, they just gave me this shirt to wear and I just wear it." I probably should have asked one of the girls. They probably would have known, but that was just a wonderful answer, I thought. They just gave me the shirt, so I wear it. So everybody matters. I know it. We all know it. We all matter. And that's really important that we all matter. But I just thought it was so charming to get that response. That's it.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. We may not be wearing shirts, but we know that, well, shirts that say we matter, but we know that we do.
Right.
The fact that we exist is enough evidence that we matter, or we wouldn't be here. Divine Mind would not have invited us into this human experience if we didn't matter. So that's great. Thank you so much. And now I'm pleased to introduce our music cycles by, of all things, Clovis Lewis, written by today's minister of the day. Well, that is quite a journey. I am so pleased to introduce Reverend Clovis, who, as you've just seen, a professional cellist and composer, who composed his first symphony at the age of 17. I think I was still delivering newspapers at 17. He was a professor of computer music at UC Santa Barbara from 1978 to 1986. He has also been a serial entrepreneur and software designer since 1984. In addition to music and technology, he has had a lifelong passion for aviation and has been a private pilot since 1987. He's also a published author of theological books, a one-act play, and 2 musicals. Clovis received a Master of Divinity degree from the Star King School in May of 2021 and was ordained as a Unitarian Universalist minister on March of 2022. His ministry emphasizes the breaking down of racial, class, and ethnic barriers and preaching the gospel of the madness of human self-extinction. Reverend Clovis.
Thank you, Greg. The act of living our lives every day is, for many of us, a challenging proposition. We have bills to pay, rent, or mortgages to deal with, jobs that provide us with money, but little else, and on it goes. So when we encounter genuinely happy people, some of the time our instinct is to think of them as somehow abnormal. And I'm not saying we all walk around with the idea that life should be challenging and anyone who doesn't understand that is a freak. I mean that we are generally suspicious of people who are just so happy all the time. We make up all kinds of justifications for them. They're young. Wait until they get out of college. They're in love. Wait until they're past the infatuation stage. They're skinny. Wait until they can't fit into those clothes. They're rich. Wait until they lose all their money and have to work like the rest of us. You get the idea. So have you noticed that we often describe happiness as a fleeting state? And there's a time element to our descriptions. And this is indicated with phrases such as wait until, or someday, or when the time comes. Can you live in a state of happiness all the time? Is that desirable? Is that a good thing? Can you have too much joy? Will it ruin your life? And what is happiness? Is it the same thing as contentment or peace? Today, I will discuss and examine the question of joy from both a spiritual and practical perspective. One could argue that spirituality is, in essence, a search for happiness, or at least meaning in life. If bad things happen to us, at least the spiritual perspective helps us ease the inevitable pain of existence. Of course, the converse is true. It's nice to have a spiritual perspective to account for all the good things that happen. Some spiritual or religious-minded people among us might feel sorry for those others who claim to be agnostics or atheists. Can they truly be happy without a God to provide the happiness or a sense of purpose? A central component in most spiritual practices is the concept of faith. In the Old Testament, Hebrew means essentially steadfastness. Faith is the confident belief or trust in the truth or truthworthiness of a person, concept, or thing. The English word faith is thought to derive from the Latin fidem or fides, meaning trust. In a religious or theological context, faith often refers to a belief ranging from confident to absolute without evidence, or even in the face of contrary evidence, in the existence of the supernatural and in religious teachings being true. However, the atheists and agnostics among us consider the term to be a euphemism for religious superstition. Any way you want to look at it, as applied to everyday happiness, faith is a powerful tool in your arsenal. In my mind, Buddhism comes very close of all the religious systems to a good, workable, and practical understanding of faith. So faith in Buddhism derives from the Pali word sad-a, which often refers to a state of conviction. The sad is often described as a conviction that something is, determination to accomplish one's goals, and a state of joy deriving from those things. And this is very different from the traditional Western and Christian definitions of faith. Faith in Christianity is based in and on the work and teachings of Jesus Christ. And in that way, Christianity declares not to be distinguished by its faith, but by the object of its faith. Faith is an act of trust or reliance. Whether trust or reliance is in God, Jesus, or both, the Christian assumes someone other than yourself is in firm control of the faith-related events of your life. In Hinduism, Sraddha is the word that is synonymous with faith, as in Buddhism. It means unshakable belief and purity of thought. Faith is recognized as a virtue throughout all schools of Hinduism, although there is some variety of interpretations of the role of faith in one's daily life. Some traditions emphasize reason and direct personal knowledge more strongly, while others emphasize religious devotion. A clear distinction emerges from studying various faith systems as practiced in the world. Faith is essentially an externally facing activity or an internally derived pursuit. In other words, faith can be in a God external to us and our everyday experiences, or it can be in our abilities and convictions rooted in direct personal knowledge and experiences. In the context of happiness, faith in that happiness persisting, that is a sense that things will go right for us, is either provided by a God outside of us or supplied by ourselves through what the Buddhists would say is a joy derived from conviction and determination to accomplish our goals. So this aspect of gauging happiness through the achievement of goals corresponds with the work of Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who coined the word flow to describe the mental state of operation in which a person in an activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and success in the process of the activity. So I'll get to the concept of flow a little later. But now it is essential to delve into the notion of whether happiness can or should persist over long periods. Some might say such a thing is an abnormality, and that no one can achieve a persistent state of joy. They might say such a pursuit is at best a fool's errand, and worst, just downright dangerous, presumably because the world is not a nice place. For most of us, success in life is not measured by fame, fortune, or profession, but rather by our degree of overall happiness. Indeed, there is a strong movement within psychology towards positive psychology and new research done to understand happiness better. So positive psychology researchers use theoretical models describing happiness as consisting of positive emotions and positive activities that describe three kinds of happiness: pleasure, engagement, and meaning. So whether you subscribe to the notion that happiness is fleeting or that it can be consistent, persistent, sustainable, and repeatable, you can't deny the fact that it is vitally important to all of us. Some people, however, become angry at entities they perceive as supposedly providing happiness when that happiness is not forthcoming or in jeopardy. Whether the thing to provide happiness is another person, a religion, a philosophy, or a bank account, it seems human nature is to blame others for any lack of happiness. And I can't tell you how often I talk to people who complain about the book and film called The Secret being a disappointment. As you well know, The Secret is based on the Science of Mind classic books on quantum physics, metaphysics, and findings in neuroscience. It claims our lives are determined by what we think and feel. The central premise of the book and movie written by Rhonda Byrne is that one can attract or manifest health, wealth, relationships, and happiness by thinking about it, and then taking inspired action to achieve what is to be manifested. It's that last bit that critics seem to miss. They complain that The Secret concentrates on attracting but not doing. Other critics say the law of attraction purported in The Secret is just pseudoscientific, mumbo jumbo, elevated to a new metaphysical realm. My feeling about The Secret is that it is generally an excellent attempt to bring the power of positive thinking to the masses. The relationships between that power and events in your lives are not provable. However, the book and movie leave an impression that they are. So also, I believe it is not the power of attraction that manifests positive events in our lives. That's what I call the law of attention. And that is the subject of another discussion. The central point here is that you can radically improve the quality of your life by changing your attitude towards it. It is possible to be happy all or most of the time. It is possible, and you're responsible for that. It's not The Secret or any deity, religion, or philosophy that will change your attitude about life to allow you to become a more happy person. These things can aid in the process, but they can't magically make you happy. People who complain about some aspect of religion or spirituality not working correctly are people who believe in what I call the God machine. These people have been with us since we've existed on the planet. In the New Testament, they would be described as Sadducees because they were overly concerned with rules. God machine practitioners expect that if they pray in a certain way, tithe a certain amount, meditate enough hours, read the Word of God, or engage in a particular spiritual practice, then God automatically will supply them with whatever they feel God must do by law. They're annoyed when what they consider spiritual laws are violated. For refugees from The Secret, the God machine must function the way the magic genie does in the movie. The universe is supposed to say, your wish is my command, and then it instantly manifests what they want. If that doesn't happen according to their expectations, something is wrong with The Secret, the universe, or God. If a Christian saves another soul for Christ, shouldn't they feel better about their faith if they have some doubts? If that Christian tithes enough to build an orphanage in Kenya, don't they have a right to expect something in return from the God machine? I'd imagine there are some pretty pissed off Muslim suicide bombers somewhere looking for their promised 40 virgins from the God machine too. But before I go further, I must confess that I used to be a God machine practitioner, in the interest of full disclosure. I must also warn you that I am one of those people who would describe my life as being very happy. I'm afraid they'd have to invent a new category for me of being between ecstatic and full of joy most of the time. How is this? Well, it's because I have been an artist my entire life. Before the term positive psychology caught on, before researchers on happiness made studies, and before Csikszentmihalyi's book entitled Beyond Boredom and Anxiety, Experiencing Flow in Work and Play was published in 1975, I was already a lifelong flower. As some of you know, I'm a composer. I composed my first symphony, as was said, at the age of 17. And when I was 13 years old, I played the cello for the first time and put my first notes on music paper. And at that time, I became a God machine junkie. Not in the wrong way, but I definitely became a God machine junkie. See, I realized that if I approached my compositions with the right frame of mind or played cello competitions from that space, I'd always be successful. I learned to transform a blank piece of paper into works of art. And more importantly, over many years, I discovered that I don't create anything. I actually just uncover what is already there. So I left the God machine behind a long time ago because I realized that I'm always need to approach God from a particular direction to be blessed all the time. I can tell you the effect of creating something new, of working through the myriad challenges and finally arriving at a piece of music an orchestra plays cannot but help you. It can't help but make you feel happy. You don't have to take my word for this. David Gordon is a distinguished musicologist who has made a particular study of what made Bach tick. Here's some of what he found. For J.S. Bach, nothing in life, however mundane, was considered unspiritual. In a humorous poem about his beloved tobacco pipe, he wrote, "On land, on sea, at home, abroad, I puff my pipe and think of God." Bach's compositions were filled with musical and graphic symbolism and numerology. Scholars believe he was amusing himself with his secret word and number games, even as he composed his greatest masterpieces. Bach was a very busy man all of his life as an organist, chapelmeister, music teacher, court musician, and instructor at a boys' school, father of 20 children. For me, the mystery is how he found time to compose music, much less create great musical masterpieces. Whatever is said about J.S. Bach, it is clear, at least to me, he was a man immersed in the flow experience of his art and in the flow of his life. He made a constant connection with that source of that flow. And ultimately, he believed that music brought glory to God, as the initials SDG, Soli Deo Gloria, to God alone be the glory, was placed at the end of most of his musical scores. The point is, you don't have to be a musical genius to experience the state of flow and derive benefit from it. At an early age, I was lucky to have discovered it for myself. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi explains flow in this way. This complete immersion in an experience could occur when you're singing in a choir, dancing, playing bridge, or reading a good book. It may occur in social interaction, when talking with a good friend, or while playing with a baby. Moments such as these provide flashes of intense living against the dull background of everyday life. The metaphor of flow is one that many people have used to describe this sense of effortless action they feel in moments that stand out as the best in their lives. It is the full involvement of flow rather than happiness that makes for excellence in life. The happiness that follows flow is one of our own making, and it leads to increasing complexity and growth in consciousness. Saskia Davis puts this growth in consciousness that Csikszentmihalyi describes very nicely in one phrase from her poem called "The Symptoms of Inner Peace." She wrote that one of the symptoms is, quote, "an unmistakable ability to enjoy each moment." For many of us, that seems to be quite a challenge, to develop the ability to enjoy each moment. I don't believe you can develop that ability unless you learn to let go of expectations. Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." Meditation is the practice of letting go of our thoughts, emotions, and opinions. Eventually, you can be present. Let go of each and every moment and constantly move into the next with practice. In this way, we can come into direct contact with what is, which could be called nowness or being awake in the eternal present, waking up to flow, waking up to the fact that every moment is fantastic. We can be in a constant state of what I like to call walking meditation. You can choose to enjoy every moment or decide not to. The trick is to choose and not allow your subconscious desire to remain asleep to the beauty of each moment, not allow it to dull this glorious truth. And truly being in the present does not require an act of faith. It doesn't need a God with which to make deals. We don't need a God machine. You don't have to be superhuman. Just being alive and human is the miracle. The joy of creating perception each moment, composing music, playing music, flying an airplane, feeling the happiness of a child at play is always within your grasp. So to live in a constant state of flow, to relieve yourself of the need for faith and to avoid that pesky God machine, practice changing your mind like you'd change a pair of old clothes. Just change your mind. Namaste. Now, if you allow me, I will do a treatment on faith flow and the God machine. Infinite presence, divine wisdom, and eternal flow, you are the source of life itself. You are the ever-present stream of creativity, joy, and love that moves through all things. Everything that exists is part of your perfect rhythm, and in you there is no separation, no lack, only abundance and connection. I know that I am one with this infinite presence. The same creative force that orchestrates the galaxies flows through me. My life is a unique expression of this divine energy, and I am always connected to its ceaseless current of inspiration and joy. In this moment, I affirm the truth of my being. I am a conscious participant in the flow of life. I release the idea of struggle or separation and embrace the ease and joy of living fully present. I choose to see happiness not as fleeting, but as a state of being rooted in my awareness of life's beauty. I trust in the wisdom of this flow to guide me, and I let go of any need to control or bargain with life. Like a musician attuned to the melody, I trust the harmony of my soul's song, knowing that everything I need is already within me. I am deeply grateful for the clarity and peace that come from this understanding, and I am thankful for the joy I experience in living with purpose, creativity, and love. With a grateful heart, I celebrate the flow that carries me forward with effortless grace. I release these words into the law, knowing that they are already fulfilled. I let go of any lingering doubts or fears, trusting that the infinite presence always supports and sustains me. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much for the music and the message. What a beautiful, beautiful example of exactly what you've been talking about.
And thanks again for that wisdom shared this morning. That was fantastic. Good job.
Yes, yes. And now I'd like to introduce our practitioner, Susan Wilkinson, for our giving affirmation.
Thank you, Greg. And thank you, Reverend Clovis. I bless this gift with all my love as I give. I embody prosperity and abundance, knowing I am fully supported by the universe. This is a symbol of my love and gratitude. It does great work in the world and returns to me easily, effortlessly, and often. It is also a symbol of our flow. Thank you, Greg.
Yes. And if you're wondering how to give to support this work and everything that we this morning, it's very simple. You can go to our website and there's a donate button there. And we'll take you directly to the little form you fill out. You can also, if you have PayPal, send it directly to cslpeninsula@gmail.com. If you have Zelle, and if you don't have it, I highly recommend you get it. Zelle goes directly from your bank to the same address, cslpeninsula@gmail.com. The difference is it generally happens within seconds, the magic of modern technology. But if you're the kind of person who likes to fill out envelopes and paste stamps, we're more than happy to receive your donation at CSL Peninsula, P.O. Box 3243 in Berkeley, California. So at this time, if anything has been said or done or watched or listened to this morning, which has blessed you in any way, please take a moment to give.
Your music is absolutely transcendent, Reverend Clovis.
Thank you so much. I do have to say, I did not know that you were going to be playing the recording of my playing the Bach suites, and you're absolutely right, Greg. I was in total flow at that moment when I was playing that. It was literally the best performance of my life. and I was completely given to it. I played the entire first suite, and a few weeks after, I had not listened to the recording. My wife and I got in the car, and I said, "Well, let's listen to it," and I didn't recognize who the cellist was.
Oh my gosh. And for the beautiful music that we heard prior, did you choose those amazing photographs to go with it?
Yes, I did. I did the entire thing, the
Wow.
video and synthesizers and cello.
Yeah, I felt like I was just transported into the center of the universe.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so at this time, I would like to invite our practitioner to come forward once again to give us a blessing of the tithes and offerings received today.
Yes. So grateful we are to be here together, to experience the flow of life, the flow of friendship, the flow of love of life. And knowing this, as we receive, we also give. For that is the essence of this law of circulation. As we give, we make a place for the gifts to return to us manyfold. We also give thanks for the prayers offered and received in the ministry of prayer, already being answered by the mind of God, already being answered by the flow of life. As our practitioners lift each submission in prayer over the next period of time, I know that the comfort, the joy, the peace, and the abundance is already manifesting. And so it is with deep gratitude and appreciation I accept these gifts and prayers on behalf of the Center for Spiritual Living Peninsula. And with this great same gratitude, I release my word into the law, knowing that it is done in the mind and life and flow of God. And together we anchor this prayer with, and so it is.
So it is.
To request a prayer, please send it to cslpeninsula@gmail.com. And thank you again, Reverend Clovis, for your wonderful life, for your wonderful message, for incredible music, wonderful cello, and beautiful Bach.
Yes, the music, the message, and the magic brought today. Thank you so much. And do we have, there we go, the happenings at the Center for Spiritual Living? Well, today's happening is simply our after Sunday service hangout, same Zoom link that you used to arrive at this particular message, and we will have a 1-minute miracle with the practitioner available as always. And so please, Reverend Allen, what time will we be starting that today?
Okay, well,
I
do you
guess
want to start at 11:15?
that's normally when we start. So let's do that. Let's say 11:15.
So that would be 3 hours later for you, Reverend Clovis. Please come to the hangout.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
No problem. It's fine. I'd be
Wonderful.
happy to be there.
I sometimes
Yes.
forget that as one travels south, one is also traveling almost an equal distance east.
That's true, especially on the way to Panama.
On the way to Panama, yeah. Even within our own state, a lot of people don't realize that Reno, Nevada is further west than Los Angeles, California. All right. So at this time, we could ask you one more time to come forward, Reverend Clovis, and give us our closing benediction.
Happy to do that. As we leave this sacred space, may the flow of divine creativity guide our steps. May we embrace each moment with joy, find peace in the present, and let love shape our every action. Go forth in the awareness that life itself is a miracle, and that within you lies the power to create happiness, to radiate love, and to inspire hope. Blessed be, and amen.
And we will see you all back here at 11:15 Pacific Standard Time, or at whatever time zone you're in would be the equivalent.
Awesome.
All right then, till then.
Thank you.